Yo-ho, look at this. It's already so many that you can't see the names of them. Well, what are we gonna get? On GP by Death Grips, alright. So I'm gonna learn that. And then here it is, me having learned it. The thing about this one is that there's not quite that much guitar in it, so I can't really just play it just the guitar. I feel like I would need to learn the drums and do that as well, because it's one of those everything comes together things. And if I were to put the actual song on, every single episode of this thing would be copyrighted forever, and it would annoy me. Maybe not Death Grips, but... So I guess I'll just teach you how to do the bits that there are, because it's very simple to play. Let's change camera. So, start here. This is the 5th fret of this A string, and it's a power chord there. So you just go 1, 2, 3, down 2, down 1, back up again to where you started, repeat. All the while the drums are really doing the whole cool stuff, the whole blare. Much as it sounds like what it does is when the drums start going, the guitar doesn't actually increase in speed, it just keeps going over the top of everything. And then there's this, the cool bit that everyone wants to know. Yes. So there's quite a lot of going up and down. There's probably an easier way to play it, like just up here, but it feels more right, because you start those things down here, and the you know, the thing can start up here, and then it comes back down to this point when it goes back to the chords. So it's probably how he does it, but I wouldn't know. So we start on the 7th fret. So this is the 5th fret. 5th and 7th fret are like the 3rd, 5th, and 7th. You see they got the dots on them. See, they got the dots on the 5th, 7th, 3rd. That's because there's a lot of things that you do on those particular ones. I mean, for example, 3rd fret for the E string is a G, and really it's just because they're all like major chord things. They're not flats or sharps or anything confusing. They're just sort of like, there's a G, there's a D, and there's an A, that's a thing, and then there's... those are unused as less used. Is that? No, I don't know what I mean. But what I mean is, get used to the 5th fret and the 7th fret and the 3rd fret. If you have a guitar that has like dots on them to indicate what those frets or like things across, I mean, lots of guitars have them. That's the reason this 12th fret down here has 2 dots, is because it's like the octave. So this sounds the same as this. It's the same note, just higher by 1 amount. And these markings are just guidelines that you know, you get used to saying, oh, if it's around here, if it's not this one, it's 5th fret, and somebody says 5th fret, you know exactly where to go. 7th fret, this one. 12th, easy, you know. 7th, 8th, 9th is, I don't know. What is there? But anyway, 7th fret on the D string and the B string. Is that it? Is that what that is? I think so. Should sound like that. Just those 2. So there's those 2, and then boom, boom. So you play the 5th. It goes down 2 frets. 5th fret plays the first one twice, and then the finger position is just those 2. Same position relative to each other, and then so this again, 5th fret on the D string, down 1, and then on the B string is the 3rd fret. From here, B ba dee ba dee, you go ba ding ba ding ba ding down to the 1st fret. And then you play an open string. So ding 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 boom. And that's it's the same as that, but it's just up here. Which is the 2nd fret of the one in between those 2 that you were playing the whole time. Gee, what a good teacher I am. So and then it goes all the way back up to, and then resumes with the, you know. So you do it. I'm not even very good at anything. It's hard. It's not easy. That's how it goes around. It just goes around like that and over again. You just, the amount of times they do it. There's some extra little flares that I'm stupid and I can't be bothered to figure out. I feel like it's like a thing up here, like same note as this, and then they bend into it. Like, I don't know when they do that, I forget when they do that, but I hear that sometimes as like... It's supposed to be the same as this. But bending. Now, bending is a whole another kettle of cans of fish. Because it's hard. So bending, you bend with usually this finger or this finger. These ones, and this one is just here to stabilitate it. And you push up if it's on this side of the guitar. If it's on this side of the guitar, you push this way. If it's on this side of the guitar, you pull into it. So, you know, like... Or if it's down here, if it's on this side of the guitar, you go. And that will hurt your fingers quite a lot if you're not used to it, so don't expect to be able to do this if you're a very beginner at guitar. But eventually your let's see, get the focus on this. Your fingers will very slowly become leathery. You see there's like an indent. If I was like a baby boy, those would hurt, but you know, by playing guitar over and over, your hands, tips of your fingers get leathery and they can withstand pain. It's like that scene from The Simpsons where Marge is showing Lisa the sewer's finger. She sets it on fire and she stabs it with a nail. It's like nothing happens. That is essentially it. Work with your hands, it's cool. So here we go. Find the same note. Use your ears. If you can't use your ears, count. How do you count? Well, it's up here. This is the thing line, the octave line. So everything down from here is a copy of everything down from here. So this goes. So you can count to get to that. But that's not where you're doing it. You got to find the one that sounds like that, but is up here further because it's easier to bend when the strings are thinner. So there's that one. So that's the one you're aiming to bend to, not the one you're bending from, because then it will make it higher pitched, and then it'll be weird. So you got to go down to. Usually it's 2 is how much you bend. Bending from 1 is a bit difficult because you have to bend just a little bit, not quite enough, like. It's easier to bend a whole thing. Not because it's easier to push more, but because it's easier to not, if it's much easier to overpower it, than it is to just get it just right and underpower it, but still push it on the strings, if you know what I mean. So go down 2 frets from this. That's where you're gonna have your fingers, and this one here is also the same note. That's the way they do it is like, this is the target note, so you can play that along with the one that you're bending until they sound the same, and then you know you got it right. And then he does that, and then he goes down the whole thing 2 frets, doo-doo, just the same as this, doo-doo. Does it again. And then again. That might not even be in the song, but I felt like I heard it somewhere. But yeah, that's bending. It fucking hurts. It still hurts me, but it's like I'm accustomed to it, and it's doesn't cut. You know, there's no blood anymore. I mean, there was never blood. But if there is blood, stop. Generally is the rule. You shouldn't get blood on your fingers while you're playing guitar, although it's very cool, and I would like that to happen on stage. But, yeah, imagine that. Yeah, I played so good, played so hard that there's blood everywhere. So there's that. Now, the next part of the song, the part of the song that's sort of like, well, there's no guitar in it, really. Is just sort of like diddly-diddling on the guitar as the organ plays the same chords. It's basically playing just slower. And so you can play along with the guitar with a few little diddly-diddlings if you're on the right chord. And you know what the chords are. But in order to make them sound okay when you're diddling around, what I mean by diddling is just going... just not really... just a little accompaniments that don't really mean anything to... You're not making a statement, you're just sort of hinting at a little biddly bang here and there. You don't want to play the whole thing, because that's not what it sounds like. So for this one, it's actually a minor chord, a bar chord, which means this finger is now flat against all these other ones, and this finger has come down on this between 5 and 7, the 6th fret. So you got your power chord you were playing earlier. Just lay that finger down as flat as you can, and then put this one on the 6th fret, 6th fret of the B string. Should sound like that if you're doing it right. But it doesn't really matter because you're diddling, you know? You're just sort of like... Only a few notes need to get through. You know... It's just sort of like, yeah, grooving LA. But you can't stay on this one, you gotta move. You gotta move down to the chord that the organ is playing. And this one is a major chord, it's not a minor anymore. Which means it's like a double bar. You're barring two things. But basically what this is the same power chord. This finger is laid flat, and instead of this finger just being this string, it's like all these strings at once. You could do it like that, that hurts a bit more. It's easier to just sort of like lay this one on these 3 strings. You don't really have to play the top string. You can let that be muted. Oh, excuse me, now that's the minor chord again, minor bar chord. Same as this one, just, you know, there. And you do that, and then at some point, with the same slow going, you know, you go back to the power chords. Things about to ramp up a bit more. Drums are going crazy, and then getting the timing down for the transition from like dun, 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 dun. Just figure it out. There's my advice for that, because it... Just count 3 actually. When he comes back to like dun, 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 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Only hitting it 3 times. And then, you know. I hope you enjoyed this fucking thing. This lesson? I mean, it was a lesson. It wasn't really a performance. I can't really perform a thing that isn't mostly guitar, because if I have to pause, I need to be listening to the actual thing, and I need to have it here, and I don't have it here. I don't want to set it up here. I don't want to have to bring a laptop down, load up the thing on YouTube, and then have it not play back, so I have to download it and put it on my laptop for the sole purpose of listening to it for this while I play along to it. I don't give a shit. The whole point of being able to learn a song on guitar, for me, is not that I can play it in a band. It's not so that I can play in a band. If I wanted to play in a band, I would practice exactly what it was like. But if I just want to learn a song, I want to learn it so that I can just play it whenever I have a guitar around. Which means, you know, not caring too much about leaving the gaps in for other instruments to do their thing, really. So every time I'm like bored and I feel like playing this, I can go. And I don't need to do the rest of the song. That's the end of Guitar Hall episode 2. I dropped my pick and it's clear plastic, so that's a bad sign. I don't know why I still have that clear plastic pick. I lose it literally every time I drop it. But thank you. There's loads of suggestions now. The wheel, as you may have noticed, is full, or so full that you can't see it. I could try and I don't know what I'm doing. I just want to learn. I just wanted an excuse to learn guitar things. Making it a show with like expectations. Yeah, expectations. You know what those are. some guy saying he's gonna do something, doesn't do it. That's the politics for you. But I'll be back. I'll spin the wheel again and make another. I don't fucking know. It's the end of the video. You don't care. Where's my pick? Oh, you would think that it would be shiny. There it is. I found it. I found my pick. It's really stupid. Why do I have a clay plastic pick? Because I recycled it from clay plastic. That's what I am.